Hello, we'll go ahead and get started now. My name is Aloysius Gideon, and I am the marketing manager for webinars. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to join today's webinar. We put together today's webinar as a chance for our long-time customers to come together to learn more about Replicon's cloud solutions and to give you a chance to ask any questions you may have about how we can work with you to take you from your current on-premise solution and bring you into the cloud. Presenting today are three Replicon employees who between them have over 24 years experience with Replicon. We brought this team together so they can share their knowledge of Replicon's cloud solutions and their experience with helping many other customers make the transition. I'd like to take this time to introduce our presenters for today. We are joined by Susie Atherton, Director of Sales for Cloud Migration at Replicon, Scott Bales, Director of Solution Engineering at Replicon, Nishchai Chaturvedi, Director of Customer Success and Support at Replicon. Before we get started, I'd like to review the agenda for today's presentation, the cloud and on-premise technology options that are available to you today, and why we believe there are significant benefits to your organization in moving to the cloud. The cloud is now mainstream. In the industry trends section, we'll focus on what leading industry analysts have to say and how on-premise companies are seeing the value in the cloud. We will then move on to the cloud solutions offered by Replicon and what our cloud customers are saying about their experience in the Replicon cloud. We will then go through the migration process and we'll take your questions in the end. Without further ado, I will now turn the floor over to Susie Atherton to begin the presentation. Susie?
Thanks, Aloysius. Again, I would like to thank all of you for taking the time out of your day to learn more about the Replicon Cloud and what it will take to get your organization moved to it. My name, once again, is Susie Atherton. I'm the Director of Cloud Migrations here at Replicon, which means that I'm responsible for overseeing the program we've implemented to work with all of you to ensure a pain-free migration. As you have all been with Replicon for many years, I understand that the idea of change may be daunting, but I'm here to allay any worries and make sure that your experience is positive. The results you'll see from this move are the implementation of a better time tracking solution for each of your organizations. We know that you have options when it comes to your software solutions, and maybe prior to today you had not thought about upgrading to the cloud. In this session, I'd like to discuss both the on-premise and cloud technology options and why we believe there are significant benefits to your organizations in adopting Replicon's cloud-based solutions. Let's start by looking at on-premise. In the world of on-premise software, we at Replicon see some big challenges. Customers are left to manage, maintain, and upgrade their software, taking up time of valuable resources. You have to deal with hardware purchases and replacements, as well as installing, patching, and upgrading software on an ongoing basis. Then there's the challenge of having the best security measures in place to prevent breaches or viruses. Many companies don't have the resources to invest in world-class security and disaster recovery programs, so they are left vulnerable. We hear from customers all the time who have been stuck on old versions of our product because their IT group just doesn't have the bandwidth to perform an upgrade. Or we hear from other customers whose servers are reaching end of life if they haven't already crashed and need a quick solution to allow their end users continued access to Replicon. So to summarize, with an on-premise solution, your business ends up with slower innovation, which means falling behind in releases. It costs you more to maintain. You'll have complex training needs for users and admins and a need for continuous IT support. And it takes more of your time and energy distracting you from your core business. The cloud allows customers to focus on their business because all management of software is done by the experts. We at Replicon aren't the only ones who feel this way. In fact, we are now seeing strong consensus by people who follow the software space closely. While there used to be hesitation with the cloud, it has now become a truly mainstream solution. Industry analysts who have deep knowledge of software options agree, and the firms who are implementing software solutions also see the trend. Business solution providers are finally catching up to the consumer industry in understanding that the user experience is of the utmost importance for a product to be successful. In today's business cloud solutions, the best of both worlds is being combined, with enterprise applications taking on the look and feel of consumer apps, resulting in the most user-friendly solutions possible. The focus on the end user means higher user adoption, which will then result in higher ROI for your whole organization because you'll have quicker, easier access to the data you need to drive your business. The giants of the software space, Oracle, SAP, and Microsoft, have built multi-billion-dollar businesses selling on-premise software solutions. They are also now waking up to the fact that the cloud is the future of software. They are scrambling to figure out their cloud strategy and acquiring cloud-based companies aggressively, or in the case of Microsoft, coming out with complete suites of cloud-based products themselves. The info here was compiled through an HR systems survey by Cedar Crestone in 2012 on reasons for moving to the cloud. And not surprisingly, the number one reason is for improved user experience. Businesses are moving to the cloud as cloud computing increases efficiency, helps improve cash flow, and offers many more benefits. With the cloud, companies note improved user experience for all levels of user, from employee to manager to HR. This leads to rapid adoption and great continual usage as employees find it easy to get their info into the system and are willing to use it more frequently. By being in the cloud, organizations are acknowledging that they want to have access to the latest and greatest with little effort on their part. Cloud organizations take care of all the background work to keep the system up and running. This means that organizations can redeploy their resources to focus on more business-impacting core activities. Setting up a cloud solution happens more quickly than an on-premise solution. In the case of transitioning from Replicon on-premise to Replicon Cloud, the transition is also quick, meaning your company will see faster time to value. And you'll have predictable ongoing costs. You don't have to budget for eventual replacement of equipment. Your hosting fees are predictable year over year. Total cost of ownership is reduced by removing all hidden costs. You will see cost savings along with all the other great reasons to make the move to the cloud. So in light of all this, you can probably guess where Replicon stands. We are strong believers of cloud computing and fully embrace this technology as the future direction of our solutions. Since 2009, all of our new customers have joined us on the cloud. We've also worked with close to 1,000 customers to assist them with the move to the cloud in that same time period. There are many reasons for companies to deploy cloud solutions within their organizations. We at Replicon feel that these three key pillars showcase why so many of our customers feel safe partnering with us, because we've taken care of the background concerns so that they can focus on using a great product to supply them with the business intelligence required to run their organizations more efficiently and effectively. As you will see further in this webinar, by moving to Replicon's cloud platform, you'll be gaining access to great features today, as well as first access to future innovation. On the cloud, we've further focused on the no-hassle experience for our customers by ensuring that getting users to enter their data into the system is as easy as possible. We've done this by introducing our Cloud Clock mobile platform, and we'll continue to do this through the upcoming release of our next-gen products. The cloud products we offer today provide deeper functionality to better meet the specialized needs of our customers. In the cloud, we offer more specialized modules to ensure you're receiving the specific functionality that you need. It's also easy to add on modules, so our products can continue to grow with you as your organization evolves. We've spent over $140 million on building a reliable and stable platform. We are SSAE 16 certified and adhere to very strict security standards. Our systems are reliable and we take care of all backups. We can scale to whatever demands your business places on us. Very few organizations can afford to put this level of investment in their systems. You get all of this automatically with the cloud. Here is just a sample of some of our customers who have extremely high requirements for security and system availability. Financial institutions and other large corporations like these can't afford to compromise their systems, so they put us through extremely rigorous audits before they purchased. We not only passed, but earned their trust as a reliable partner. We earn our customers' trust every day by offering complete transparency. We make our availability public at uptime.replicon.com. At any time, any customer can check not only our current availability, but our historical uptime. We guarantee an uptime of 99.5%, but as you can see here, we regularly exceed that to average 99.9% uptime. This is proof that we are 100% true cloud. Other companies that claim to be cloud or on demand are not true cloud if they can't show this type of transparency. Upgrades are easy and seamless with the Replicon Cloud. We talked earlier about how the cloud can deliver more innovation faster, but we also make it hassle-free. New releases are free and happen automatically without the need to download or install anything on your part. Features are opt-in, so you decide when to turn them on, if ever. And you'll experience no downtime during upgrades. Zero downtime is very unique, even for cloud providers. Here you see some quotes from just a few of hundreds of customers who've made the switch, experienced a painless transition, and are now enjoying all the benefits that the Replicon Cloud has to offer. I spoke to one customer the other day who gave the feedback that once his company had made the move, he couldn't figure out why they hadn't done it sooner. Once on the cloud, he found that many complications had been removed from his workload as the IT director. His end users loved how fast the system was and were very happy with their new setup, as it now more accurately reflected their current business process. We understand that many of you have been customers of ours for an extended period of time, and we'd welcome this opportunity to work with you to look at how we can assist you in optimizing your Replicon setup to reflect the evolution your company has gone through over the years that you've allowed us to be a trusted partner. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick summary tally of what you get on each platform before handing the floor over to Scott so he can give you an even more in-depth look at what you'll see when you join Replicon on the cloud. As an on-premise customer, you'll continue to use market-leading timesheet software and receive world-class customer service. Updates to the software will be less frequent and will require installation on your part. These upgrades will also move into more of a maintaining service. With the Replicon Cloud, you get much more. You get exclusive innovations, including next-gen and mobile. We'll take care of all maintenance, upgrades, and monitoring. And you can be confident that you'll have the highest security, reliability, and scalability. Now I'd like to hand the webinar over to Scott Bales from our Solutions Engineering Group to give you even further insights into why so many of our customers, just like you, have decided to make the move from on-premise to our cloud.
Thank you, Susie. That was a wonderful overview of the benefits of the Replicon Cloud, and I'll go into that in a little more detail as I go through my portion of the presentation, along with a sneak peek at something that we're very excited about, our next-gen solution that we'll be releasing in the next couple of weeks. Again, my name is Scott Bales. I'm the Director of Solutions Engineering. I may have spoken with one or more of you over the last decade, and my role is to lead the team that works very closely with sales groups like Susie's, helping to assign resources to deal with technical issues and help our customers move to the cloud, along with Nish Jay's team, who will be speaking after me. Overall, the customer experience that we're seeing with the cloud was one of the main reasons that Replicon invested in a cloud solution. It's helping us promote our key goals along the lines of rapid adoption. With the interface that I'm going to show you in a moment, it is very intuitive, very clean. It allows us to make quick changes to that interface and test things in an environment where we know all the variables. So it means very fast deployment, and that helps us address issues or add new features going forward. It's designed for everyone. So the fact that we can develop so much more quickly in this environment means we can produce specific interfaces for end users. We can optimize the timesheet for them, and at the same time present executive dashboards or graphical analytics that pertain to project managers or other admins. Being in the cloud means we can make our product available anywhere. Many of you dealing with on-premise installations have probably felt the sting of VPN connections that you need to set up before you can access internal applications. And being in the cloud means we can expose our product anytime, anywhere, and across any platform. So whether it's multiple browsers that we're able to support, mobile devices, or even our hardware solution, the Cloud Clock that Susie mentioned briefly. What you're going to get with the Replicon Cloud solution is a very clean, redesigned interface. We'll see this very quickly when I jump into the product. That excuse me, the product has gone under a rebranding along with the company last year, and we'll see that reflected in the interface. We will see a simplified user experience. So there's not a lot of noise when a customer hits their timesheet. They'll be able to quickly put their time in and get out of the system if that's the only thing they're doing. We want to make that as easy as possible for users, because at the end of the day, entering time in a timesheet is not specifically a revenue-generating activity. Flexible timesheet configuration. We've added new types of timesheets to the SaaS product where you can have multi-day in-out interfaces now associated for time capture. And we've also changed the way we represent monthly timesheets so you can see an entire month on the screen at once. We've moved to a Web 2.0 architecture, which simply means that the timesheets that we're using by default in the system are not based on that 10-year-old technology like the on-premise product. They are constantly in contact with the server, saving automatically, and it's a much more efficient user experience. The mobile interface, of course, is only available in the Replicon Cloud product. So your iPhone or Android device is able to enter expenses, capture time, and submit timesheets. And the last point here, an open solution with multiple integration points, is really speaking to our API. The application programming interface associated with the Replicon Cloud version, for the technical people on this call, is a way for you to pull data in and out of our system. It exposes all of the data structures, so you don't have to worry about those integrations that you may have written previously. We're going to help bring those forward into the cloud, and the API is going to help that to occur. This slide really speaks to that API, and you may have heard it referred to in other presentations as the RepliConnect API. The RepliConnect interface is going to help us and our customers facilitate integrations with some of the systems you see here, because it is an open and a published API that is not technology dependent. There's no limit to the systems that we're able to integrate with today. Now, from a product innovation perspective, again, the cloud environment means it's a controlled environment, which means we can deploy product enhancements much more quickly than we could have in an on-premise situation. There's too many unknowns in an on-premise product where we have to do full regression testing across multiple platforms because we don't know what specific hardware our customers might deploy on. With the SaaS or the Replicon Cloud solution, we're able to provide an intuitive interface. We've been able to update the time off management. All of these things are going to be available very shortly. We have a graphical dynamic analytics that you'll see in the product I show, as well as improved project staffing and resourcing. And we've also increased the ability to track utilization and optimization. People on this call that are familiar with our web resource product have been telling us for years that we need to take that functionality and roll it into our core offering. And we finally have listened, and we'll see in a moment where that resourcing appears in the next generation tool that'll be available soon. Okay, at this point, I'm going to share my screen where I've logged into that preview. Stand by. Great. So I've shared my screen now. I will start navigating the product unless one of my colleagues stops me, telling me that they're not able to see the solution. What I've logged into at this point is a superset of our time bill product. Okay, I've also got some expense access and time off access associated with this. And initially you're going to be shocked and say, oh wow, this is completely different. Please don't be. Don't be shocked. All of the functionality that you're taking advantage of today in the product has been brought forward. So you're not going to have to worry about product or feature deprecation. What you're doing today is available to do in the new tool, plus more. So the timesheet itself, I talked about the Web 2.0 architecture and the fact that it is constantly saving back to the server in an auto-save mode. Task selection, the bane of our previous timesheet, is now presented in a drill down capacity where I can look for clients, projects, and tasks. Additionally, I can just start typing. And that's all components of a smart interface. Okay. Now, not only has the timesheet been redesigned from the ground up, the interface and navigation. So we've gotten rid of the left-hand menu completely. The two-tiered menuing structure is much more functionally based. So as a project manager, I may spend more time here in the project management menu or the cost management menu. As a payroll admin, I'm going to spend more time in the payroll section of the application. And again, we're still permission-based, so we can give access to individuals to what they need to see. Okay, this serves as a dashboard type interface for payroll managers. Project managers are going to spend time here in a project dashboard of sorts, where they can customize what they're seeing on a user-by-user basis, choosing to see certain columns that relate to them and maybe don't relate to other users. What we've tried to do in the next-gen tool that we're seeing here is expose data throughout the application without having to go to reporting, without having to run reports every morning that you come in. What we want to do is give you access to the data throughout the application. And if I drill down, I can see a project that I might want to investigate further. I click the project name, and I'm immediately given a graphical representation of some estimated hours versus estimates. Estimated hours versus actual hours versus the gray and the blue. I can also see the estimated costs versus the actual costs on the project as well. Additionally, I can choose to look at this on a monthly basis if that makes more sense to me. These graphical representations are going to allow you to configure and drill down into specific periods of time, letting you move the window of analysis as you see fit. Okay. In addition to that, the Team tab related to a project will allow us to still associate users with a project, but it also, as you'll see above, allows us to associate placeholders. Many times when we are staffing our projects, we're not aware of the specific individuals that are going to be entering that time, and now Replicon is going to give you the ability to assign a placeholder with potential use on the project and a potential allocation, with the ability to quickly click the placeholder, swap users to that project. The system is going to give you an intelligent interface showing you the placeholder at the top, other users in the system below that are potentially available to work on the project. Simply choosing the user and clicking replace will update that resource assignment, replace the placeholder in the project, and now reflect that user's allocation for you on this screen. All of this resourcing information is at the project level, but we haven't forgotten about a company-wide view, which is here, the Resources tab. Now, across the company, across the organization, or filtered down by department or business units, up to you, you can see users' allocations on tentative versus in-progress projects, who's over-allocated, who's under-allocated, all from a single screen. You can also see this information indefinitely into the future, just by scrolling. Okay. So this is the next-gen interface that we're so excited about. It really is taking the Replicon tool to the next level. We have been able to show this to a few key customers, and you're seeing it now ahead of everybody else. We're very proud of it. We're very excited about it. So look for some type of announcement in the next couple of weeks that this is available, and we will start the journey or restart the journey from there with the new Replicon tool. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go back to the presentation. I'm just going to move ahead one more and take a look at some of those benefits that we've talked about previously. The intuitive user interface. Susie has talked about it. I've talked about how we can provide that intuitive user interface, and we've seen it in the product, in the next gen product. On-demand availability. There are going to be times when you need to ramp up your users, acquisitions, etc., maybe temporary staff, where you need to ramp up your availability. The system is going to allow you to do that without having to call Replicon, get a license key, update your license key, and move forward. It's all done through the application online. It also applies to our data center, which is on-demand availability. As usage increases, we're available to bring on-demand servers into the equation and continue to provide the application at a fast rate of speed. High configurability. Because we have to support so many customers on the same platform, we need a very configurable application. That configuration and flexibility means a product that will grow with you. As you need to take advantage of new pieces of functionality, you can simply configure them to be exposed in the system. Okay. Seamless integration with other systems. The API that we have in the SaaS environment, it exposes every piece of data within the tool, something that is not available in on-premise. Free, frequent, and automatic upgrades means that you don't have to wait 6 months to get a bug fixed. You don't have to wait 3 months to see a new field added. The system is going to allow us to deploy in a very efficient fashion those bug fixes and or features. And then, of course, the last point that I will bring up is the superior customer experience. What the SaaS environment allows us to do is take a lot of unknowns out of the equation. Because we know the hardware and we know the platform it's installed on, we can focus on solving those problems much more quickly because we know that is likely a data-related issue or something specific to your usage of the system. So we can troubleshoot in a much more efficient fashion. Now, that is where my portion of the presentation hands off to someone who knows far more about that customer experience than myself, and that is Nishchay Chaturvedi, and he is going to take us through the migration process and how customers experience that migration from on-premise to SaaS. Nishchay, over to you.
Thanks, Scott. Hello, everyone. My name is Nishchay. As Scott mentioned, I manage the customer success and support teams at Replicon. My team and I work towards implementing Replicon cloud solutions for new customers, as well as assisting with migration to cloud for existing on-premise customers. Now, I'm here to talk about how easy it is to implement and transition from an on-premise to our cloud-based solution. Now, don't feel like you're alone if you've got concerns about moving forward with this transition to the cloud. Many of our customers who have already made the move to the cloud were at first worried about all it would entail. But as we've worked with hundreds of other customers to date, we've developed a proven methodology that ensures that move to the cloud is seamless and hassle-free. Some of the common concerns we usually come across migration to cloud platform are questions like, how can we do this with no impact on our end users? That we have created some key integrations and we don't want to lose them. We also get questions pertaining to custom reports and how that would function on the cloud platform. Also, there were questions like, how can we make sure our people will know how to use the system? Now, in the next slide, you will see that we address each of these concerns during the migration process to make sure that once the system is ready to be turned on for your end users, it has been fully tested and optimized to make sure that your employees can reap the benefits of the change instantly. Quite honestly, we have yet to encounter a customer who was not able to move to our cloud solution. Now here, we've listed out our migration methodology as the step-by-step process that your dedicated customer success representative will walk you through to ensure that you're satisfied with your organization's move to the cloud. You will see, as we move through each phase, that we are focused on making sure no functionality is lost in the transition, and we are also there to ensure you're given the opportunity to optimize your use of Replicon and to get the most out of your investments. So we start with setting up a trial instance and providing you with the login credentials. With this, we move on to the next important phase where we review your current business processes. Now, during this phase, you're going to have the opportunity to look at your use of Replicon today and make any updates necessary to ensure that Replicon reflects any changes in your organization as it's evolved over the years since you have first implemented our products. As Scott mentioned, we are here to make sure your existing integrations and reports transfer over. And we're also here to work with you to see if this is an opportunity to bring more automation into your business processes by considering new integrations into your other key business applications. Now, of course, during this process, we work with you to fully test the system and train everyone involved to make sure that the final go-live goes off without a hitch. And we're not done yet. As part of a process, we do not believe our work is finished until you're gone through at least one significant billing or payroll cycle, so you can come back to us and agree that your transition to the cloud is a success indeed. Now, to summarize, we have a well-defined migration process in place. We leverage our migration tool to move your data and reports onto the cloud. Our RepliConnect web services can easily transfer any of your integrations. With this, we've also developed project templates and have a well-defined process to make it easy. Now, all of this helps us deliver a quick and seamless migration. Now, this is one part of the equation. Along with this, I also want to talk about how Replicon as a team work together to deliver a hassle-free experience while you get on the cloud. Now, I just want to point out here that our customer success representatives are empowered to use all resources required internally within Replicon to make this process successful. A recent example that comes to my mind is that of a client. They are an engineering group whom we got live a few weeks back on our cloud platform. Now, as per our process, everything was going well with this account. We had done the initial testing. We had got everything set up, and we were about to get our customer live on one of the weekends. Now, the only thing pending was to get a final backup on that Sunday evening so we could host the instance at our end. Now, unfortunately, for some reason, there was an issue with the DB server, and customer was not able to provide us with a timely backup. Now, the customer success specialist, being aware of the time constraints here, reached out to the customer to inquire about the issue. As soon as we realized that there was a problem there, he quickly reached out to Replicon support, who works 24/7. The Replicon support team then reached out to the customer, helped them resolve the DB backup issue, took a good backup of the database, uploaded it on our site, on our FTP site, and provided it to the CSS rep. Now, with this, the CSS rep got the backup on time, ensured that it was hosted on the cloud platform, and provided the login details to customer, and we got them live in a timely manner. Now, for me, this is a fine example of how different teams at Replicon work together and are committed to get you up and running on the cloud. So this was a bit of a brief overview of our migration process. Now, our team is ready and waiting to assist you to move to the cloud as soon as possible. We'll be very happy to hear from you about that. Also, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have pertaining to this process, and we can take this up during the Q&A session in a while. Although for now, I'm going to pass the control over to Susie in just about a moment. All right, Susie, over to you.
Thanks, Nishchay, and thanks, Scott, as well. Nishchay, that was a great explanation of how your team and really everyone at Replicon is standing by to lead each of you who've joined us today through this transition to the cloud. To conclude today's presentation, I have a few last points I'd like to touch on. We at Replicon feel very strongly that the cloud is the best way to deliver more value faster to you, our customers. We hope that you will join us on this journey. We are proud to have been your trusted partner in time tracking for these past many years and are excited to have you continue to evolve your business processes with us as we continue to grow to meet your changing needs. We will be contacting each of you in the coming days to discuss how we can work together to have you move to the cloud in the next 6 months. If you'd like to contact us in the meantime, you'll see contact info on the next slide. You'll also be sent a feedback form after this webinar ends that you can use to contact us